Good morning. It is Saturday, December 27th or 28th. Hi, my camera is doing the most. It is Saturday, January 23rd, 2016. It is 5:37 p.m. and I am recording in my living room for a change because I still have sunlight. Today was a good day. I woke up around 9. My hair. This is my hair. It's been since November. So November, just 3 months. So this is 3 months of like hair growth, I guess. Maybe a little more, but really I think it's been like about 3 months because I recorded a video on November 9th, which was the first time that I went wigless. And it was like I only had like a shadow of hair. I was on my computer and I was looking at apartments because as it sits now, and I still can't even like really be comfortable with this. It's not even really a decision because he's gone back and forth. Timothy has gone back and forth with whether he wants to move down here or I move there. So, I don't know what I recorded last time I recorded a video, but I had like a meltdown. I think it was last week. First, I was like, I'm moving. Like, this was the initial, what I was thinking I was going to do, because he had already said that he didn't want to leave his kids. That was like going in. I kind of knew I was going to be moving back up to Michigan, which I'm sure I've said. And so, like, I've processed that. I'm like settled in my mind that I was moving, so just kind of like preparing myself to move. And then he was like thinking that he wanted to move down here, and he was like saying that he was thinking to himself how miserable he was with Michigan, and like he just wants to be free. And he was talking about all this living guilt free and all this stuff. And so I'm like, okay, I wasn't like I hadn't completely accepted that, because I don't know, it was just something like I was just like, no, I don't think he's quite ready. I don't think because he was still saying like he's trying to live guilt-free. Okay. And then I came to him with this argument about how, like, just me being happy in Cincinnati, and he was talking about all this family stuff, and I'm like, and then that next day he came back at me and he was like, I think he had told his kids that he was moving. Yeah, so he had told his kids that he was going to move. And then the next day he told them that he wasn't going to move. And so I was like, okay. So I was just like quiet. I was talking to him. I was walking around in Target at the time when he was like, telling me all this. And so I'm like trying not to break down, and I'm talking, but I'm like mainly like super, super quiet. And he said something about I was stone cold quiet, I think he said. And I was done. I was like, I can't think about this anymore right now. So I got off the phone with him because he was like, when I was just so quiet, he's like, do you need some time to process it? I said, yeah. So I was like this close to breaking down in Target, but I'm like, okay, I gotta get out of Target. And so I'm like, I got my stuff and I got out. I even got ripped off at at the Starbucks because I wanted some gingerbread and a cinnamon dolce latte. So I ordered the cinnamon dolce latte, and then I said I want a gingerbread. The girl thought I wanted a gingerbread latte, but I wanted the gingerbread loaf. So she charged me for 2 lattes, which was way more than she should have charged me. So when I'm like standing there like waiting for my gingerbread, I said, I'm waiting for my gingerbread. And she's like, oh, I thought you wanted a latte. And so I didn't even have the energy to tell her, can you readjust my bill? Like, you charged me for 2 lattes and you need to give me a credit, basically. I couldn't even do it. I didn't even have the energy to do that. So I got out of there and I got in my car and I like broke down crying. I think I probably even started crying before I even got to my car. So I'm like cried, and yeah, I cried that whole night. I cried all night, like seriously all night. After that, I was just like, okay, I need to pull back, and I'm overwhelmed. I just had to just say I'm overwhelmed, and I don't like to say that because I've always associated being overwhelmed as being weak, and it's not being weak. I realize that now. I was just like, it's just too much. I was just thinking, putting everything in perspective. I've gone through a long year last year. I've gone through a lot, and just like I dealt with that. Like, I got through it, and it's like, okay, now I'm going into this whole different life, basically, of getting married, thinking about moving back to Michigan, leaving Cincinnati, and having a family and all that goes along with that. So I was just like, hold up, I'm overwhelmed. I just need to stop and get my life. And I'm like, okay, I can move because I can create my happiness wherever I go. So, so I'm like, okay, I'm moving to Michigan. So I'm back on the side of moving back to Michigan, right? And then I talked to him today. So anyways, all right, I need to wrap this up because my light is leaving me and I need to work out too. So I wanted to talk about my weekend last weekend, but I might have to come back with that video. All right, bye.